This is Ethiopia, my first home and the second most populous country in Africa. Ethiopian identity is packed with beautiful heritage and pride, but it also comes with a history of famine, drought, and poverty. These and other conditions pushed my family to make our voyage in 1997 to the US as refugees. My name is Deborah Honore, and that's me. These are my parents. We were assigned to resettle in Minnesota. Adjusting to our new homes wasn't easy, but it meant a better life for my family. Today, 20 years later, the world is facing the largest refugee crisis since the end of World War II. In the US, there are various opinions on what our responsibilities to refugees are, resulting in rising political and social tensions. It's my senior year at the University of St. Thomas, and with the rise in racial tensions and political turmoil, I've been finding myself wondering more and more every day, what are refugees experiencing while they're resettling in Minnesota today?
Tens of thousands of immigrants crossed into Germany and Austria this weekend after those countries opened their borders to people fleeing war in Syria.
Right now, hundreds of people are gathering in downtown Minneapolis protesting President Trump's immigration ban. Well, Minnesota lawmakers are increasingly divided over how many, if any, Syrian refugees to accept here.
The executive order bans citizens of 7 Muslim-majority countries from entering the United States.
Those at the rally told us they are worried about how the United States is handling the situation.
Fewer refugees will be coming to Minnesota in the next coming months.
To conduct a research project on our campus. Are you planning to transfer from Normandale once you complete your AA?
This is Bayan Tabkana.
No, I'm not sure.
Like many students, 20-year-old Bayan is looking at options to further her education. Unlike other students, Bayan is a refugee. With help from a friend, Bayan is getting ready to
transfer.
We were looking at the University of Minnesota research.
I'm looking for like small programs, like a dental hygiene one, but like in another fields. I'm still looking.
Nursing maybe?
Nursing or global health maybe.
In 2012, Bayan and her family left Syria fleeing the civil war. Just like my family, Bayan's father later received refugee status in the US. But unlike my story, Bayan, her 2 younger siblings, and mother had to migrate between Egypt and Turkey for 3 years before they received their visas, and were reunited with their father in 2016 in Minnesota. Bayan's family's arrival in the US was one of many to come.
Today, the United States is the biggest donor of assistance to help the Syrian people. We're also increasing the number of refugees welcome within our borders. And at the United Nations, I announced...
In 2016, the Obama administration set a goal to admit 10,000 Syrians under the Refugee Resettlement program for that fiscal year. Obama's goal was met, but all new goals were cut short after the electoral victory of President Donald Trump.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Trump's administration pledged to suspend all Syrian refugee admissions, and so far they have kept their promise.
Today I am signing 2 executive actions. Secondly, I'm establishing new vetting measures. Big stuff.
Bayan and her family are 5 out of 12,000 Syrian refugees in the U.S. This year, the UNHCR reported that there are over 5 million Syrian refugees globally. To find out how resettlement in Minnesota works today, I visited Arrive Ministries, the same agency that resettled my family. Resettlement coordinator Annie Bunio says that they're not just seeing fewer refugees today, but cuts in funding for refugee resettlement.
Here at our office, we're going to be under 200. We were accepting just over 400 refugees just in our office, and there's 5 agencies here in Minnesota with similar numbers, and now that's been lowered. I've really prided myself that we can welcome families really well. That has gotten much harder.
As the U.S. closes its doors, fewer refugees get the chance to rebuild their lives like Bayan is.
I was really stuck in the past. Like, I used to think about everything that I used to have in Syria. When I heard that we got the approval for the visas, I was planning for a lot of stuff, like how I'm gonna go to school, what I want to do after that. I was really excited because I felt that it was an opportunity for us to start a new life. When I got here, I started watching more American type of medias, and I felt really bad about it. In the media, you always hear about those stereotypes about refugees and about what they do, and especially Syrian refugees. There was a time where the banning started, and I was reading like what people reactions to that and what they said about it, and it was really mind-blowing because I did not think that people would think that way, you know?
As Bayan described the impacts that American media had on her, I understood how she felt.
In Ethiopia, 7 million people are threatened by starvation. Thousands have already died.
As the sun breaks through the piercing chill of night on the plain outside Korum, it lights up a biblical famine. 15,000 children here now, suffering, confused, lost.
These were the images many had of Ethiopia when my family resettled here in 1997. My mom was barely older than Bayan today.
I was 21. Yeah, few months after we came. You see how skinny I was? Yeah, this one is the same, like maybe a year, not even, maybe a year.
During our conversation, my mom remembered a confrontation she had with a male coworker earlier in her resettlement while she was working at a nursing home.
Yeah, it was really hard. He looked at me and said, "She's beautiful. Where are you from?" And I said, "From Ethiopia." "Oh, I wonder why you are skinny, because you guys are starving so much. That's why you are skinny." And he laughed at me, and I was so mad. I mean, I didn't feel bad. It's just a nature. Nobody wants to starve. Nobody wants to come to a different country if it was, possible.
Single narratives and inaccurate portrayals of refugees can be harmful, but today's portrayals of Syrian refugees as a dangerous people can lead to serious consequences. According to the Pew Research Center, assaults against Muslims in the U.S. have surpassed assault numbers from the year of the September 11 terrorist attacks. Data from the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension showed that there has been a steady rise in anti-Islam crimes in the state. Although there aren't many studies on how Muslim stereotypes in media affect assault rates against Muslims, a 2017 article in Communication Research shows that this media does influence the support for policies that negatively affect Muslims. And then there's the effects of media that go deeper than just physical health. At the Health Partner Center for International Health, clinicians witness the impact that media has on their patients every day. Lead registered nurse Fausia Muse explained that the majority of the clinic's patients are refugees.
I find social media or news, particularly nowadays, plays a big role in people's feeling. I had a patient who is, he's not a mental health patient, but he was a normal patient. And he supposed to go visit his sick mother back home. And he couldn't, because he was afraid that if he goes, he would not come back to his children. He didn't go. She passed away. He is one of the mental health patients now. There's a lot of things going on, and that is causing a lot of fear. I can't give you a medication or a tablet for fear.
This is the same fear that Representative Ilhan Omar sees in many of her constituents. Representative Omar is a former refugee and the first Somali-American Muslim to be elected into a state legislature.
Before I think you think about creating policies or advocating for something, you have to think about what the missing component here, which is education and understanding. The reason I feel like Trump and the likes of him have been successful in this state is that they've benefited from toxic rhetoric that surrounds immigration. I think the one thing that makes America unique to any of the other countries that take in refugees is that America is a place where ultimately someone becomes as American as the person who has been here for 15 generations or the person who, is indigenous to this land.
Despite the fear, Bayan has made it a priority to integrate the best way she knows how, making friends.
How long have you been playing?
How long have I been playing for?
Yeah, clubs is the best way to make new friendships with others. It's just hard to talk to people when you don't have anything in common. So yeah, meeting them through clubs, it's way easier.
But for her, it's about much more than friendship.
Seeing all those stereotypes about Muslims and refugees made me feel like I have this responsibilities to break all those stereotypes and educate people more about it,
It was disappointing, but it actually showed us the
Bayan takes activism beyond friendship and is actively engaging in her community.
I really appreciate that you guys all came. So I'll just start with a little small introduction about myself. Then I'll be speaking about a couple main points that I found important that was included in the movie. I don't understand why people would support the banning refugees. You're banning refugees from coming here, and it's really against the humanity, I think. Refugees just lost their homes, their lives, not because they chose to, but because they were forced into a situation they did not want to be a part of. So I just want you guys to imagine just being forced to leave your home and then get treated like an outcast, feeling like you're not welcomed anymore and you have nowhere to go. What is the purpose of your life right now?
The good things right now, there are lots of refugees here. You know, once you get the approval, you settled, you get the resource. But when you speak about the Muslim, I really don't like that politics, because Muslim, Christian, we all are human beings.
I was thinking that I'm really glad to have this opportunity to come here and discover all these kind of new stuff, you know? I feel like I have a lot of opportunities right now. I just really need to work hard on getting it. Thank you, guys.
In St. Paul, for Tommy Media, I'm Deborah Arnold.